the big little town is what they call it. We actually used to make fun of that because Itasca ain't but that big. Like if you driving down 35 one exit, you might miss it. But it was big for us because that's where a lot of my childhood memories are. My granny had a little house right off the little highway that's considered in Itasca. It wasn't a big house, it wasn't fancy. It was a house. Yes, that's the house that me, your Nana, Ainara, all of us grew up in. About her, everybody know baby sister, and like she poured that whatever we got, she literally was that way with everybody around her. Hey y'all,
Granny got some cards for you with some animals on them.
And Kennedy thinks she the only one that can hug Granny. Huh? Kennedy thinks she the only one that can hug you.
They got a bone.
You her favorite?
Y'all some
girl.
That's not a surprise.
You must have gotten them out of school.
I didn't let him go. I claim Hillsboro as my hometown, but I can't leave Itasca out. You know, like I can't leave Itasca out because that's the root of it. That's the heart and soul of who I am is in Itasca.
Damn impressive. They're gonna have to do something because it's Itasca. Everybody, a lot of folks is moving into Itasca. Coming out the city. They're coming. There's plenty of houses out there that nearby. Folks like Granny. Don't show them. They rebuilt the park.
I don't blame him though, Granny, because that's what I really want. I just want a little piece of land with a garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you like Rumby.
Yeah.
I thought that's how he told me about a garden in heaven. I said, honey, you don't know what you do. We were talking about the mansion. You know.
Yeah.
And when we get.
Or you know, we could go by the house that's not there anymore.
My house?
Yeah.
They finna. See, they done put a. That's a nice fence, ain't it? They done put a fence around it.
Yeah.
Yep, this is it, Portia.
I know. The trail, they done. Okay.
You're gonna be now, whatever. I'm glad it's gonna be mine.
Yeah. So, y'all, this is the house used to be here, right here.
Right, yep.
There's now a fence here.
Okay.
And we used to walk through this trail, and the church that I was telling y'all about is right back there. So, we're gonna drive around to where the church is.
Didn't we walk through this trail a minute?
We did. I said Granny used to be cooking us. Granny had us breakfast. Breakfast and a switch in her hand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who got the most whoopings though. I don't remember. I don't even remember. Did I even get a lot of whoopings?
Yeah, you did, Portia.
I did. Why was I bad or was my mouth smart?
Just stubborn.
Really?
Yeah, your mouth was smart.
Boy, that ain't changed.
But I didn't do a whole lot whooping. But you got you now out of all y'all, Nisha got the most. I like to kill her.
Why?
Nisha, now you're talking about yes, ma'am.
Tough
spirit.
And she was spoiled. Princess had father.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Didn't want to mind.
Them baby children be the spoiled ones. I'm gonna get at girls. Y'all getting out too? Get them headphones off. And get on up here so y'all can show y'all how Granny was walking through this trail. Or I just remember being.
You Shanara, you were baptized here.
I do remember that. I remember the baptism pool was in the floor.
In the floor. It's still in the floor.
Under the pulpit.
Yep. That's what her Shanara.
We can't go in, y'all, because it's locked up. But
they were baptized here.
This is the church.
This is the church.
Is it a name?
Bethlehem Missionary Baptist.
We used to call him Uncle Reverend Diggs. I don't even know why they allowed us to call that man Uncle Reverend Diggs, and he was the whole pastor of the church. But him and Aunt Julia, Julia was my granny's best friend, so we kind of got away with a little stuff at the church that other kids didn't get away with. Like we got to sneak in the fellowship hall and eat when you want. But it's just one of those. Itasca is just one of those towns that feel like home.
Fuck you. Huh? Yeah, you did. Yeah, because he was in the nursing home. And you know, you used to love him. But you were so little. Because see, he died in 89, y'all were born in 86.
So I would have been like 3.
Yeah, but you might not remember. But yeah, you went up to the nursing home quite a bit. Cause you love to go up there with them.
Mama said you did.
I did. I remember that though. Even when I started having them, you don't remember I used to come down here sometimes?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I have video or picture. I'm gonna try to find a picture of when Kennedy was like standing on your left, and it was. I remember one of the ladies was in the wheelchair, but I remember coming down, and there and them used to be like, "Why you going down there with Grant?" I'd be like, "I just want to go to the nursing home."
Yeah, because you love them old people.
And I still do now. My patience with people is nothing, but when it comes to elderly people, I will walk behind the elderly person. I'll wait till they finish. I'll drive out of respect.
You love them, Portia.
Yeah.
You did when you were little.
Yeah.
They started out here.
Chartered members.
Chartered members.
Got you. Okay.
Mama just told me that the other day about the charter.
I didn't even know that.
See the deacons?
Yeah.
These are trustees over here.
And your daddy is. So this is my great grandfather, Van Jarman. Hello, Van. It was remodeled in 1985, but how long have it been here?
Isn't it 100 years old?
129.
129?
If I'm not mistaken.
Really?
This is the oldest black church, Mama? In Itasca?
Yeah, that's here.
The oldest black church in Itasca. This is where I went down. We used to come. See, this was the trail. We would come from the house right there, come to the trail, and then my granny would take us through this back door. That's where the kitchen was. And then we'll get like some bacon and stuff and eat our little breakfast back there.
I can't remember a lot of stuff.
That's the girl. That's all right. Just the fact that we riding around.
I remember a whole lot. I remember bringing
new houses
y'all to church. Y'all would be so.
We ain't got to get out of here.
See, y'all were in. Y'all were in Head Start.
We were in Head Start when we would come here.
Yes.
Got you. This is where we would come.
Very young.
My granny brought us over here for prayer meeting. This is also another black church that my granny said.
Second Missionary Baptist.
Second Missionary Baptist Church, Itasca, Texas. This church is one of the ones that's in the 100 years old. Obviously, they've remodeled it, but it's been around.
Yes.
But,
It's
you
been
know,
around.
I remember coming to this church, going through that door right there. That's the kitchen, ain't it?
That's the
Right
kitchen.
there. I remember. I remember the kitchens everywhere.
Like you got a good memory, Mama. But you know,
Yeah, better than her granny.
but they remember.
Oh, she didn't graduate from Madam Walker. I did.
You graduated from where?
Madam.
CJ Walker, that's the
I know. Yeah, I know who she is. I just didn't know Granny graduated from.
Yeah.
My granny did hair, y'all, and she still be doing
1962.
1962.
Madam C.J. Walker Beauty College.
Lord have mercy.
It's on Ross Avenue in Dallas.
Yeah.
Madam CJ.
So the church we pulling up to now, this is my granny's current church, and she's married to the pastor of this church. I remember coming to this church also when I was a little girl.
When you was little?
Yep.
Because Granny catch y'all to everything, so we don't take y'all been to all these churches.
We have. We've been to all the churches.
Y'all would be so tired, just y'all didn't want to go. I said, y'all we gotta go to church, Granny. Yeah, y'all gotta go to church. Especially when y'all would get out of school and Head Start, y'all be so tired now.
I remember sleeping in them pews though. Granny be on the piano. Some of us be laid out. I remember that. But sometimes she'd be like, sit up and pay attention. But she
sometimes I wouldn't let y'all sleep.
Yeah, but she was very patient though with us. She understood that we were kids. And,
That's right.
You know, like
this one is 100, gonna be 101-year-old this month.
101.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way you did me and my sister too, Mama?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't stop. So as y'all can see, church is deep rooted in me.
Yeah, it is. St. John Missionary.
St. John, I see it, Gran. Got Pastor Johnny Lee Bates on there.
Johnny
Granny smiling when she said Johnny Bates.
Well, Sandra didn't show up. She said she don't need no dedication. I said, Sandra.
Oh, you was gonna do it in forward.
Yeah, I said, bring my daughter to her dedication.
Wait, so I was gonna be dedicated here in Itasca, and Sandra was like, nah.
No. You was baptized here at Bethlehem, like Mama said at Bethlehem, but I was gonna have you dedicated in Fort Worth at Pastor Allen's church.
Oh, okay.
Pastor Allen and your grandmother said you didn't need no dedication, and she didn't bring you. She didn't bring you either.
Gigi, Granny, now why you didn't bring me to my dedication?
And tell Portia who my godmother was.
Who?
Mama, Laura.
Mama, you can tell me too if you know granddaughter.
Oh, okay, Laura. Her name, you had a godmother name ain't Laura, and then I told your grandmother, Sam, and Sandra talked about it. She said she don't need a godmother, Deshaun. She don't need a godmother. She said me and her daddy and y'all is all she need.
I know that's right though.
She was real strict.
Laura Emerson.
When you was first born, your grandmother, I mean, she just adored you.
Yeah.
Didn't she, Mama?
I believe it though. You know that video from our last. Did you see the story she was telling about when she was drunk?
Yeah.
They had to take her to the hospital when they took her. She said they took her.
Yeah. After I done been down there.
Everything is wrong with the cars broke down. I said, now Sam and David. No, I said 2 weeks and bring her back. So they didn't do it. So then that's when I have to get the police. I have to get some force.
Deshaun don't remember they did it twice.
Really?
Yeah, they did it twice.
That is fun. Am I going in here now?
Yeah, go right here, Portia.
Oh,
And
it is nice out here.
Oh, yeah, it's nice at home.
And your mom,
This is a white one.
So I learned something new
Got the white on the back.
about Itasca. This is we have entered into our Caucasian brothers and sisters part of the cemetery. We have to drive to the back. We're going to my grandfather's grave. To the back.
we're not segregated anymore. But listen,
Yeah, but
I was thinking about the
it's
emancipation of population.
now if this ain't a telltale sign of how things were.
That's right, Portia.
Yeah. And so Granny, tell us a little bit about your the cemetery. Like, what do y'all do? You can just briefly say it. What y'all do?
Oh, we still hold our weekly meetings, the Luke Tipton members, at Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church every second Thursday of the month. Our dues are $10 each, and
That pays for what?
well, the president told us the other night that $10 is really paying for our lots. When we die, the lot's already paid for. So that so the family won't have to worry about that. I didn't know that. Tracy told us that.
Oh, really?
But I already have a plot. My daddy had a plot, so on the plot, I still have 2 remaining graves.
Okay, gotcha.
My family was buried on the plot, all except my mother.
So your family's buried out here too?
Yeah, except my mother. We carried her home. She came from Chapel Hill, Texas, Washington County. My father, my brother, I've got my grandpa, my uncle, all are buried here.
I didn't know everybody. I didn't know a lot of your family.
Yeah.
So are we in the black section now?
Okay, some of it. Portia, go on down.
Okay. I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with my grandfather as like an adult. But hold it for me real quick, Riley. But Aunt Princess kept this, and this is a little bit Dr. Jerry Bob Chambers. I definitely got this blood running strong through my veins, man. Let's see. Dr. Chambers began his formal education in Rogers and later moved to Itasca, Texas, where he graduated from Jeanette Sanford High School. Hello, Papa. Look at mommy named Princess. Papa. This is so beautiful. He was an amazing man, and he touched a lot of people's lives. And I'm grateful that God chose me to be his grandchild. And I'm going to try to keep it pushing for you, Papa. It is Dr. Jerry Bob Chambers. Granny, we found it.
And his brother is right behind Uncle Johnny Lee.
Johnny Lee. Oh, yeah.
Right by
What is who is the Ducky Man?
Now, my Aunt Princess would know more about that. I don't know about
I
don't know about the meaning of the
ducky.
But he was a champion for children. You know, champion.
The Ducky Man. This is my grandfather, Dr. Jerry Bob Chambers.
Dallas Freedom Riders.
Founder of
Aunt
the
Princess
Dallas
had
Freedom
that printed
Riders,
on there.
South Dallas
My
man.
sister.
Yeah, that's wild.
Take a picture of the grave.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
You know
to.
what that is in us, Portia?
Yeah.
The teaching, the mentorship.
He was a friend of ours.
We are mentors. We're mentors. That gift is in us, Portia.
81.
these two are related. You think they're related?
81.
But I love your writings too.
He was.
Maybe in the group, because this is how your mom is, the group that's alive and remaining.
I believe I'm gonna be called up.
Well, you know, it's gonna be a group.
Yeah, you gotta be. I know that's right,
Yeah.
Grant.
That's what I speak. That's what I speak. I
be
never
called up. I ain't just, but just in case, you
But
know.
your
You
mom
got,
don't speak like I'm going in 10 years and I want to be in that number,
when he come get me.
alive and
I'll
remaining.
tell you
That's
what.
what I prophesy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Grandma Carrie was white woman. That was my mother's mother. Now my dad's mother was Indian.
She got Indian
we
in her
all
blood.
messed up.
No, we all messed up.
Slay my daughter.
Yeah, we messed up.
But I do want to. Do you remember where her grave is?
I think I can push it, but it's over there, way over there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Now we ain't gonna walk that far.
No,
Unless you want to.
It's in the, that's what you call the old part. That over there is the old part. That's where we should come in at the gate.
Got you.
We're
Okay.
getting ready.
I'm just gonna take a picture.
Getting ready to get that gate redone, and we're gonna need another flagpole.
I'm just gonna take a picture.
Like the flagpole, we're gonna need.
A big one.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
They got it. They got it together out here. Because first it was looking bad out here.
Yeah.
And see, we pay money.
So did y'all have to go to them and say, hey, this is what we want to do for this part of
No,
the
we
cemetery?
didn't. No, because it's ours. It's not theirs.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
period. That part.
Mm-hmm. This black cemetery.
Yeah.
One while they said they wanted to like integrate, but the black didn't want to do it. I'm kind of glad they didn't do it.
Why?
Well, cause I'm just saying, for
Yeah.
you know, usually you get hooked up, they want to take over stuff.
Yeah, that's big. Nah, that's real, Granny.
That's cute.
That's cute. They got a little
I
bench.
think the bag is Russian. When you read
Grant, I'm
those,
gonna read that.
yeah, I don't know which one, but the bear and the
horses, yeah, the white horse, the pale horse.
The church, those of us in Christ, see, we getting ready to go into tribulation.
It's gonna be another group that's gonna come out of the Great Tribulation, but that's when they're gonna start beheading. That's when beheading and stuff. Yeah, they're gonna start beheading Christians that were left in the tribulation, but you'll still be able to go to heaven. You just have to go that way. I mean, some is gonna be beheaded and some is not, but the ones that go on the rapture, the one go on the first flight, we won't have to deal with the 7-year tribulation. It's the ones that.
So I need to be on the first flight.
Yeah. Do our best down here and live and do the things that God have told us to do. And guess what? That means we're going in the rapture. Okay? The rapture.
Is it what?
She pointed up. Oh, the rapture in heaven.
Well, he's gonna come in the middle of the air where everybody can see him all over the world. All 4 parts of the earth when he comes.
He said he that big. Say that again. That's how big he is. You can't even imagine. I be getting excited now. The more that I know that I've started
The Bible
studying.
says every eye shall see him.
He said, yeah, on all 4 parts of the earth.
Even the people who don't believe.
But what I want my granddaughters to know, y'all accepted Christ as your personal Savior in your heart. You are saved, and guess what we have to do now? Every day, just do our best to live the way God told us to live, and we will go in the rapture.
Purr.
Don't look like it's gonna be long.
Right up there.
So my mama just gave me an interesting gem about teaching children about salvation.
Dealing with salvation, according to the word in Romans 10:9, all they have to do is just accept Christ as their personal Savior.
Right.
Believe it in their heart. They confess with their mouth, believe in their heart. And then the scripture says God has raised them from the dead. That means that they are saved.
Yeah.
So once they get saved, they don't have to worry the next 20 or 30 years if they are not saved, because there's people that will come to try to make them doubt.
Yeah.
Make them doubt their salvation or make them doubt who they are.
Yeah.
But once they accept Christ, they are saved. So we want them to walk in that confidence.
And she told me to give it, what did you say, like explain it to them with clarity? What was you just saying?
Explain it to them with clarity, and so they'll have that assurance.
Yeah.
They'll have that assurance about their salvation, so they won't go up wondering every day if I'm a child of God or if I'm going to make it to heaven.
And they're not fearful. Like
Yes,
they
and-
fear God, but you don't want to. I get what you're saying.
Deliver it to them to where they'll be just fearful and afraid, and then just wondering
Yeah.
if I'm saved or not, or if I'm a child of God.
Right.
Because if we explain it to them the way it's supposed to be explained, then they'll have that clarity.
Period. If y'all wonder where I get my intellect from, this is this one part of it right here. Granny is looking for her. Mama, you look fine. Like,
No, Portia, we can't go in.
oh, because of COVID.
His
Right.
brother-in-law is at work.
Ain't that his car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his car.
This is the nursing home.
Itasca nursing home.
Itasca
No,
nursing home.
Homestead.
Oh, it's Homestead. Okay.
Is it?
This one my granny used to bring us. She would come here and
And your mommy worked up here.
I used to sing and play the piano here.
I worked up here
Yeah.
6 years.
You know, for the passion. Then Sean worked up 6 years.
I had a friend, and this is her house. Y'all think I should go? Nah, I'm just kidding. Do they still live there? They done fixed it up.
Ain't it pretty?
Yeah.
Portia, you want to go to school?
Yeah, we can go to the school.
You
Okay,
can make a
yeah.
left right here.
Right
One
here,
thing,
Portia.
we gonna go by the school, but one thing my granny gonna do in the car, she's gonna stop by $8 store,
Yeah.
$8 tree, $8
Dollar General.
Dollar General, and I'm gonna be right there with it like, yeah, girl, take your time.
This is your school, Portia. You went here. Yeah. The 12.
So I went here. What grade was I in? I don't remember.
You were in the
fourth grade.
You were in the first grade.
Okay.
So this is first grade. Mama and Princess graduated from here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Home of the Wampus cat.
Wampus cat. Wade used to be like, man, Wade used to be like, Portia, quit repping the Wampus cats.
What?
Yes, school.
Yeah.
See, they got a mascot man.
Yeah,
See,
Portia
it's on
was
the
in the
door
first
portion.
grade.
It's on the door portion. The mascot.
Can you see, Portia?
I can see. Who used to, James used to bring us to school, right?
No.
or
Now,
no,
when
not-
you were here, Miss Guy used Miss Annie Bell Guy used to bring you to school. She's dead now.
Oh, okay.
Miss Annie Bell Guy used to bring you to school. I couldn't get nobody else.
She refuses to get a touchscreen. She says she don't know how to work all that, so Motorola to a Bronco phone.
4 years.
My mama went through a phase, so Pastor Crowder, that was in Houston, no?
God's Word and Deliverance Church.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas.
We had to get rid of all our pants, and we was running across the floor in full dresses, full skirts. We was also under Betty Nelson.
And
Yeah.
Bishop A.C. Nelson.
Now we go to Miss Nelson's house and spend the weekends over there, or even some mornings for church. You remember we would go over there and get dressed like she be getting Marquise dressed in the room. I remember.
That was y'all's
I do remember that. I remember her singing like on her piano. One time she was finna hit a high note, but I had listened to her song so much that I memorized. I couldn't wait for her. It was one of them midnight musicals, and she did her little thing, and she was coming up on the high note.
You still remember the midnight
She was coming up on the high note, and I did it. It was really quiet, and she turned around from her piano and looked at me like, "Did I ask you?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And then she finally did it, and after church, she told me, "Don't you never do that no more." I remember that. Miss Nelson, it was like a twofold thing with her. Like, she was very stern, but I did get glimpses of her, like of her heart, and she was very caring and compassionate. I remember that. Betty Nelson. Shout out to y'all, Marquise them. Mia,
Pastor Brian.
Yeah, Pastor Brian,
Tori,
Avenita, rest
Joanne.
in peace, Avenita. Yeah, I remember.
I'm waving at y'all in the background.
Right, I remember them there. It's great to still
You're gonna wind up being a minister too.
My mama said that I was prophesied to, or a youth pastor's wife. I used to run from that. Like, it's probably why I ended
That's
up
what she said.
in the situation that I'm in right now.
And it was also.
But my mama said
prophesied
I'm gonna
that
be a
you-
minister.
Yeah,
that
it
I was
also
what?
prophesied that you and your sister are prophets. Y'all have prophetic calls on your life.
I can see that. Me and Aunt Princess talk a lot about like just how gifted we are, and just like through dreams and visions and stuff. So I can see that. Granny be getting around. What they call her mama, Rolling.
Yeah, Rolling Stones. That's the name that they give them.
Oh, Lord.
I'm 55. And great granny is 82, mama.
No, I'm 80.
80.
I knew it. I think I'm talking about some 87.
No, not yet. Going on 81. Thank the Lord for that.
I know, Granny. that came by quick though.
Did
It feel like we just had
Happy
that
party, yeah?
Where you need to go somewhere else next
No,
before
baby,
we go to the
thank-
house?
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Portia. That didn't take long to spend spend $70 because I needed some stuff. You know, everything's going up.
Uncle Taylor was just talking about that yesterday. He was talking about going to buy some stamps and how expensive they were.
I'll tell you, Portia.
Who you mailing something to? Or you just getting something?
Well, you know, I write to everybody and send cards and stuff to everybody.
She sure do.
Bro, I got birthday cards in the mail, everything.
My granny will send, she will send birthday cards. So she sends birthday cards to my parents up there, to my granny. She does not miss not one of our kids' birthdays. She gonna send, I'm talking about granny. I'm telling the video how she keeps cards. Like, she just gave Riley some cards. She'll get cards that have animals on them and she'll send them to the girl. She sent me these books. It's called, I think it's like Living Waters. It's like a devotional, and I am appreciative. So
thank you, baby.
Y'all stop making stamps go up. So when I first started having the kids, I used to be really stressed out. My granny, I used to be crying. She'd be like, Portia, you gonna pull your hair out. And she used to tell me, what you used to say, granny?
They'll be grown before you know it, Portia.
And look at her.
I said all together.
Yeah, she said they all gonna be together. They gonna grow up together. They gonna be grown. I used to be driving.
And I said, I told you they're on your heart. They're on your lap now. But when they get old, they're gonna be on your heart.
I'm starting to feel that a little bit. I'm starting to feel that. Kennedy used to cry. She used to cry when we left Granny. I mean, what? How? I feel like it, but she was about 9 or 10 years old. She used to cry. What? You finna cry now? Nah, I'm just playing.
You mean tell you what I read in the book?
Yeah, just like whatever.
She's gonna put you on video with that.
Of
course, because that's something he wants you to see, and it's for me.
Oh, this is nice. Who drew this?
Oh, I got a thing.
Honey Bear.
Yeah, this is nice.
But you ain't seen the inside of it.
That's money, Portia.
Ooh, 80 is just a number. You still hot, really hot. Oh, that's cute.
Now don't put that on the hot.
No, I'm not, Granny. I'm not. Well, he said you a hot chili pepper. Why you don't want that on there? No, I'm just playing. I don't remember the exact age, but at some point, so we lived with my granny because my mama was going to Prairie View A&M University to get her degree, which my granny was like, hey, I'll give you 2 years. The girls can stay here. But that came to an end at some point, and I remember my mom coming. She had on like a yellow. I remembered my mom's clothes because she was just so fly. Like, she was so fine, and she was just naturally beautiful. But she came and she told us that, you know, she met someone and that we were about to move to Waller, which is about, don't quote me, about 10 minutes from like where Prairie View is, but it was Houston to us. Like, I was like, oh, we moving to Houston. And I never really thought about, until I got grown, I never thought about like what they did to my daddy, like if that even affected my daddy. I never really asked him that because I know my daddy was very active in my life. Like, he wasn't just, you know, no weekend daddy. Even when I was with my grandmother, the relationship was just always that. Like, you can ask my parents, you can ask my siblings, anybody about baby sister, they're gonna have nothing but good things to say.
For just representing for us as a black woman and just telling us to learn more and do more and just as a mother and all of that. But I just wanted to give you your flowers so you could hear me tell you that I love you and I appreciate everything that you've done and the life that you've lived.
They were all friends of Christopher Deshawn. That's how we all met. And he played for me. It was my mother's friend.
Yeah, Coach did come.
Really? Yeah. And they say tomorrow. I'll never share forget that. They don't go somewhere.
Your mama did say
they sang tomorrow. And I thought that was amazing. Then my brother passed and they sang for history. My brother. But they didn't get my father, but they did. And they might have.
Even though our brother didn't like me.
Yeah. Well, Dave, you know something I don't know. Dave, I love you. I love you too, sweetie. Thank you so much. I help.
So, fast forward, we move. We go to Waller. I'm excited. I'm going to a new, it's just a new city. I'm a young girl. Like, we moving from Itasca to Houston. Waller, but Houston. My school was Holloman Elementary. That's why I really fell in love with Christmas time. I remember the teachers would be like dressed up all festive. I remember the music. We like school now, they don't have Christmas parties like we did. We had full feasts. Parents would bring stuff. We moved into these apartments called Bayou Bend Apartments. My mom and me, my mom, Shanara, and my mom's new husband. Nara and I shared a room. I remember there was like 2 twin beds on each side of the room, and my mama, she didn't play about our confidence. I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm so confident is because she was intentional about that from an early age. She would make us get up and say affirmations. She hung stuff up on the wall for us to read like daily. She made it a point to come, let's come sit down. She made sure that she fed us spiritually, but she also made sure to let us know you keep your head up and you walk like in greatness. She used to tell me, and I used to be like, Mama, she'd be like, no, you the daughter of a king. Y'all are royalty. And I didn't understand that until I became a grown woman with daughters. Now I'm trying to put that into them, like, no, like y'all are royalty. You know, it was a bittersweet moment for me because my mom was in an abusive relationship, and unfortunately we had good memories, but unfortunately the bad ones just stuck out for me at that time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go into a bunch of details. You can get the book for that. Read the book for that chapter. I don't know, whatever. But I know my time there was short, and the more I started to go visit my father and my bonus mom and my other siblings, I was like, oh, I gotta live there with them. It's much more peaceful. The vibe was just, it was just vibey. So one instance happened in Waller, and I remember running to the payphone and with some change, and I was like, I'm gonna call my daddy, because my mama, she didn't play that. Like, our lights and stuff would get turned off here and there, and she was doing the best that she could. I'm just telling y'all my experience. This is in no way a dig at my mama. I love my mama. She did what she needed to do. She's an amazing woman. But as a child, that was my experience. So I called my daddy and I told him about what happened. We lived, I think the city I lived in and the city that my parents were in was about 4.5, 5 hours. I remember my daddy getting there in like 3.5 hours. And like, I was just going for a visit, but I knew that visit, I was like, I'm about to try to set some stuff up. I gotta move here. I have to live with them. My baby. Tia's my baby. I didn't want to leave Nara, but I knew like something was pulling me. Like, I really just wanted to go live with my daddy. I didn't have the same last name as everybody over there. I just really wanted to be with my daddy. At my dad's house during this time, like Christmas, my mama, she made sure Christmas, like, she didn't play. She had a village like of Christmas things. So it was just it just felt good. It was Christmas was magical there. But not only that, the vibe, the family vibe was something that I knew I needed to be around. Like Tia and David, they were younger than me, but those were my babies. And so now here I am torn. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave there. I'm gonna go over here with Tia and David. Ultimately, I ended up moving with my dad when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and they had a house. I remember there was a bunch of honeysuckle trees. Me, Tia, and David, we stayed climbing them honeysuckle trees and sucking whatever little nectar. I don't even know we were supposed to be eating on this stuff, but we would do that if we weren't outside working in the yard. Like, Sonya was keeping us, and Sonya would squirt dishwashing liquid all over the floor, and we would skate around the floor. And it's just the memories that I had there around that time. The memories were better at my father's house than they were with my mom. Now, my mom eventually moved back to Itasca / Hillsboro, but I still wanted to just be there, be at my parents' house. That's where I needed to be.
Like, it's just a point of understanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a point of understanding.
Yeah.
You know? Because you can't hold no eagle down. I think my sister was talking about that. I said, Daddy told us that if you put an eagle in like one of them little kennels, you know, like when they getting up to full maturity, just try to put them in a little bitty box or something like that. They're going to bust out of there. Yeah. Because they were designed to fly. It's an eagle.
happy and very blessed and very elated. You come from a distance. It's been a long day. So we're getting ready to take a picture, but I hope God will bless you all to get home safely back to your destination. Thank God that you made it. I pray that everybody, God please, whoever's coming, get them here safely. You're going to be your will, whatever his will and his way in my life is fine with me. And I'm sure it's fine with you all. So I just want to thank you, everybody. God bless you. And hope that we'll meet again. Amen? Amen. Thank you very much. Amen.